Hello and very warm welcome at Amish Cycle 5858. I am Amish Cycle. Foreign news have been reported by American, European, Asian, African, Australian news channels and the news agencies. So please let's go to the headlines.
On this Friday night, a first in the Iran war as Iran shoots down a U.S. fighter jet. The fate of the two people on board.
We're praying for them.
And the attack on the helicopters involved in the search and rescue. Quebec's expanding secularism law.
This is insane.
The confusion over what it might mean for religious processions. Artemis venture.
I wish I could have got here sooner.
New images of our planet and the brief hiccup on the spacecraft. Plus, looking for a break in a sweet mystery. The new tool to track down 12 tons of stolen Kit Kats.
Global National. Reporting tonight, Colleen Christie.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for the first.
David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus.
Breaking tonight on ABC News Live Prime, a U.S. fighter jet appears to have been shot down by Iran over Iranian territory. Now, an urgent search for one of the two crew members from that two-seater F-15. One rescued and out of Iran. The other still out there. Video posted online of military helicopters spotted flying over Iran on that search and rescue mission. President Trump meeting with his national security team. The incident potentially raising the stakes in this ongoing war. Meanwhile, Iran is carrying out an onslaught of missile attacks on Gulf nations, leaving extensive damage at bases hosting U.S. troops. The attacks hitting dozens of targets, including an oil refinery.
I really like it up here. I wish I could have got here sooner.
Tonight, we hear from the Artemis II crew while on their historic moon mission. They're reflecting on their incredible journey, what they've seen, and what's to come. Scary moments caught on camera. A little boy attacked by a coyote. The boy's mom springing into action. Check your medicine cabinets. The massive recall for millions of bottles of eye drops. And April marks Autism Acceptance Month. The two foundations teaming up to double their impact.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is Prime with Lindsay Davis. Africa News. The news.
A suspected coup attempt in Madagascar has led to multiple arrests, with authorities pointing to the involvement of multiple military figures. At least 11 people have been detained, while 2 others remain on the run under arrest warrants. Among the key suspects is Colonel Patrick Rakotomamonji, accused of playing a central role in orchestrating the plot. Once briefly appointed to a presidential office role, Patrick Rakotomamonji has since become a vocal critic of the current government, accusing it of corruption in widely circulated social media videos. Investigators say they uncovered large sums of cash, weapons, and WhatsApp messages linking the suspects. Authorities also revealed that around 4 million euros had been stored in personal bank accounts, allegedly to finance the operation. However, the exact timing and details of the planned coup have not been disclosed. A rare and dramatic water spout has been spotted off the coast of Algiers, capturing the attention of residents and weather experts alike. The swirling column of air and water formed in the Gulf during unstable conditions as cold air moved over unusually warm sea temperatures, creating the perfect environment for this striking phenomenon. While water spouts resemble tornadoes, they're typically weaker and short-lived. Still, they can pose risks, especially for boats and coastal communities. Authorities have issued a weather alert warning across northern and central regions.
Global food prices rose for a second straight month in March, driven mainly by higher energy costs linked to the conflict in the Middle East. That's according to the latest food price index from the UN's Food and Agriculture Organics, which tracks a basket of global traded food commodity, averaged 128.5% in March. That's up 2.4% from February and about 1% higher than a year ago.
And the reason is simple. This is directly linked to the oil prices that has been going up. So both oilseeds and sugar for ethanol production are related to the energy markets, and that's where we are observing an increase. On the food commodities, the cereals, especially wheat, maize, and so on, we are not observing a significant increase, and the reason is because still the transmission of what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz on input sides is not yet transmitted into the production overall supplies. And we have good supplies of food at this point and good stocks of foods at this point.
According to the organization, countries already burdened by debt are most at risk, as rising costs could force them to buy less food or lower quality products. This, they said, third world countries will have to compete with rich countries in buying the same products.
Countries that are most impacted by any increase in price of food will be the net food importing countries. How much they will impact it depends also on their income. Gulf countries, for example, are rich countries, so the prices could increase, they will be able to buy the same. They will pay a higher price. But countries that have debt stress, like many countries in Africa and some in South Asia, won't have that capacity. So the decision, if prices increase or the food import bill, is basically to buy less or to buy lower quality of commodities so that they can continue to have the food that they need. So yes, the most vulnerable will be affected. Right now, the impact also goes into the Gulf countries because they cannot import food, and also goes into Iran, where it's a self-sufficient country mostly, 20% is imported, but prices were already going up and now they have exacerbated. So those two regions of the world will be facing challenges immediately, but to the whole world,
Keeping you informed.
Hello, welcome back to the program. You're watching Daybreak with me, Peter O'Brien. These are the headlines this hour. Recovery or capture? The fate of a US pilot in Iran is unknown after their fighter jet becomes the first of the war to hit Iranian soil. There's no sign of an Easter truce in Ukraine as Russia steps up its deadly daytime bombardments. And you're never safe from scams, not even atop Mount Everest. Climbers allege they've been poisoned and airlifted to hospital as part of widespread insurance fraud.
Now on the ABC Listen app.
Today, 2 people arrested in northeast Victoria as part of the police investigation into the movements of fugitive Desi Freeman. Demand for fuel still high over Easter as reserves hold steady. Dozens more ships are on the way.
Fuel is going out the door to service stations and farmers, and fuel is coming in the door at Australia's import terminals, and our refineries are working full pelt.
American crew member missing in Iran after 2 US jets were shot down. And Artemis 2 astronauts reached the halfway point on their mission to the far side of the moon. Hello, welcome to ABC News. I'm Lorna Dunkley. Victorian police have arrested a man and a woman as they continue their investigation into the movements of fugitive gunman Desi Freeman.
Headline news this hour. Iranian and American forces are racing to find a missing U.S. crew member after a fighter jet went down over Iran. Tehran says it shot down the F-15. The U.S. reports say one of the 2 crew has been rescued, with the other still missing. In a separate incident, Iran says it hit a second American jet over the Gulf, a U.S. A-10 attack aircraft. The pilot reportedly flew into Kuwaiti airspace before ejecting safely. A trickle through a choke point. 3 Omani-operated tankers, as well as a French and Japanese-linked vessels, are among a small handful of ships managing to cross the Strait of Hormuz, according to shipping data. Plus, a view that is out of this world. Literally, Artemis 2 astronauts reveal breathtaking views of Earth as they push towards a historic lunar flyby. The next major milestone of the 10-day journey is expected tomorrow, which will be when the astronauts enter the lunar sphere of influence. NASA said that the Artemis mission should reach its destination on Monday. And that's the latest from the CNN newsroom.
Hello, good morning. It is 6 o'clock. You're watching Mornings with me, Matt Barnett. US forces race to locate a fighter pilot in Iran shot down and stranded behind enemy lines. The Artemis 2 crew share spectacular images of planet Earth. Halfway on their mission to the moon, we are standing by for an update from them. Also this hour, we'll have our news review with columnist for the National, Shona Craven, and journalist and commentator Christian Calgi. Also this morning, 3 people have been charged over the arson attack on Jewish charity ambulances in Golders Green. Plus, Jackie sits down with boxer Ellie Scotney, who can make British boxing history this weekend as the youngest undisputed world champion of the 4-belt era.
This is DW News. These are our top stories. An American F-15E Strike Eagle has been shot down in Iran, according to media reports citing U.S. government officials. The plane is operated by a crew of 2. One of the crew members was reportedly rescued, and search efforts are still underway. According to NBC News, multiple other aircraft were also hit by Iranian fire during the rescue effort. One crashing in Kuwaiti airspace. Ukraine's president says hundreds of Russian missiles and drones have pummeled the country in daytime attacks. The northern regions of Sumy and Kharkiv and the capital Kyiv were also hit. Several people have been killed. Kyiv residents took refuge from the attack in metro stations. Officials in northwestern Pakistan say a suicide bomber has killed at least 3 women and 2 children. They died when a vehicle laden with explosives was detonated outside a private house. Officials say the bomber intended to target the police station. Pakistani Taliban militants have stepped up attacks in the region since the Taliban returned to power in neighboring Afghanistan.
We finally have the Tiger Woods DUI arrest tapes from his rollover crash, and I wonder what excuse he gave cops. Did he look down at his phone and all of a sudden, boom?
Look down at my phone, and all of a sudden, boom.
Can you tell me what happened real quick?
Yeah, I was looking down at my phone, look at shooting stations, and next thing you know, boom.
Boom. Then Tiger took a phone call from someone kind of important.
Mr. Woods, get you to hang out down here with us, please.
All right, you got it. All right, thank you. Bye. Say again?
Just keep you down here with us, please.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
Yeah, he called the president after his crash. They're good friends. But what were they talking about? Hopefully they were talking about finding Tiger a full-time chauffeur. Or maybe how Tiger could save 15% by switching to Geico. But Tiger wasn't done with the humble brags.
Other than the clothes, is there anything else in there that you absolutely need at the moment?
Just the sticks.
Is that putter just the one that you take with you in your career, or what?
I've won 14 majors with it.
Oh, with that putter? Wow.
Wow, 14 majors. That's 18 if you count the 4 major accidents. Okay, who wants in on this? Come on. Cat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a big, spring for body cam footage between this and Justin Timberlake. Do you remember? I mean, body cams are supposed to be for police accountability and all that. And I do understand all that, but we've gotten really messed up on something rich men footage out of a lot of these. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Like, for him, he leaves those glasses on when you're and he's obviously under there. You see why, right? Like you see why the glasses are out and you see his eyes. But he's like, I was just looking at my phone.
Yeah, he stressed that a couple of times.
Yeah.
It looks like he was trying to go with the excuse, like he was copping to a lesser charge.
Yeah.
Didn't it seem like that?
Right, yeah. Was your phone spraying salt water out of it into your eyeballs?
Well, that is it.
If there was some sort of poison coming out of your phone, then case closed. But other than...
Thank you for watching. I'm Shakil 5858. I hope you will come again. Have a good life. Bye-bye.